At least 90 minutes on Tuesday passed without incident at Old Trafford. Manchester United easily defeated Crystal Palace 3-0 to advance to the Carabao Cup fourth round. This is the first time this season that Erik ten Hag's club has won back-to-back games. Sofyan Amrabat, a former midfielder who is now a fullback, made an impression in his Man United debut, and academy graduate Dan Gore made his senior debut at the age of 19. The third goal scorer, Anthony Martial, and Harry Maguire both received playing time from Ten Hag, who also gave Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford the night off. It was almost calm after the campaign's wild opening, when it lurched from crisis to crisis. In the end, Ten Hag declared, "It was a good night. We dominated the game, had some good attacks, controlled the ball in our possession, dominated the chances, and scored great goals." Ten Hag's best day as Man United's manager came from winning the Carabao Cup last season, and he will be hoping that the start of the trophy's defense will bring about a change of fortunes for a struggling United team this year. The first of 5 home games for United until the end of October will be against Palace on Saturday at Old Trafford in the Premier League. If United is going to win it all, Ten Hag and his team must right the ship now, with 5 of their next 6 games in all competitions taking place at Old Trafford. What Ten Hag would give for a calm month and for someone else to take over as the Premier League's crisis team. Around this time last year, United started to put together a run that carried them into the top 4 hunt and, for a small period of time, the title chase. With 6 games played and a 9th place standing in the standings, he would likely be content to follow Manchester City, Liverpool, Brighton, and Tottenham in close proximity. The mood is always good, but of course when you are not winning at United there is disappointment and frustration, but the togetherness is always there, stated Ten Hag. We must improve the process and the outcomes since we are aware that we are not in the position we would like to be. On Saturday, United defeated Burnley 1-0 in league play to snap a losing streak of 3 games in a row, although Turf Moor was still vulnerable at times. However, Palace were never good enough to test the defense's trepidation, and when Nathaniel Clyne launched a rare effort into the seats midway through the second half, the travelling Palace supporters in the opposite corner of the stadium started chanting, "We've had a shot, we've had a shot." Roy Hodgson, the manager of Palace, remarked, "The way the game developed, United had complete control for long stretches. The truth is that we prepared to face this game when we established up shop. We must acknowledge that tonight's events did not go as planned. The fact that Palace goalkeeper Dean Henderson, who cost United £15 million and was making his debut, had to leave the game after only 20 minutes due to injury didn't help. That particular evening, nothing seems to go in their favor. David Ozo, a midfielder who was used as a replacement in the second half, missed a great opportunity to score a consolation goal late in the game. "We score when we want," the Palace supporters sang after long ago deciding to find the humor in the situation. As thrilled as Ten Hag will be with United's 3 goals scored, he will also be happy with a second clean sheet in the space of 4 days. This season, other sides, particularly Brighton and Bayern Munich, have sometimes seemed able to score at whim against United. With the score at 0-0, all eyes were on the much-criticized Maguire, who was making his first start of the year. However, he didn't miss a beat, making a crucial interception in the 6-yard box to prevent striker Jean-Philippe Mateta from converting. Following the game, Ten Hag praised Mason Mount, who played for 45 minutes after rejoining the club, and Amrabat, who stepped in at left back and in the middle of the midfield. Ten Hag remarked of Amrabat, "That is one of the reasons we signed him. He can play where the teams need him." It was a rare day when Ten Hag sat down after a game to speak positively about his squad and his players, even though the Jadon Sancho situation is still rumbling on in the background and crucial players like Luke Shaw and Lisandro Martinez are still out injured. Although he cautioned that, "We don't get too far ahead," during his post-game news conference, the United boss nevertheless had a good night and returned home.